Welcome to the Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. Here's your host, Morgan Colby and Rick Lemon.
What's poppin', Fantasy Champs?
What's going on?
I just realized that I don't have any of my show notes open.
Great way to start. Great way to start
the show. Welcome. I'm, as you can see, alone. A lot of space. I got my iPad over here. Nice iPad. I got my laptop. I don't have a bubbly. Got this Polar, and I found it in the closet because I ran out of lime bubblies.
I was gonna say something must be wrong.
Yeah, no.
For you to not have a bubbly.
There's like a shortage of like lime bubblies. Every time I go to the freaking store, there's never any lime bubblies.
Strictly by you.
I don't
because
understand.
You buy them all.
I just go in. I told my wife, I said, I'm going to go on Bubbly's website and I'm going to buy like at least 40 crates of them. And I'm just going to leave them in the closet and I'll never run out of Bubbly. The world could end and I would still have Bubbly for the rest of my life. What did you say?
There's a zombie apocalypse. People are like, we're going to get guns. We're going to get like food. You'd be like, I'm going to get 29 packs of 40s of Bubblies.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's the only way to be. Welcome to Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Morgan Colby. Somewhere on the screen, left to right of me, is Rick. I don't know where I'm going to put you yet. But welcome to Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. Today, we're going to talk about, we're going to do a half PPR mock draft. We're not going to talk about it. We're going to do it. So it should be extremely interesting.
Mock drafts are always interesting and a lot of fun.
So we'll do that. We'll break down what you should do in your drafts. How you should do in your drafts. It's gonna be head to head, me and Rick against each other. We put our picks right next to each other. Rick says he wants to be 5. I'm gonna be 6 just for kicks. But before we jump into the mock draft, check out our website, fantasychampions.com. Follow us on Twitter at the FFChamps, on Instagram at the Fantasy Champions. You guys at facebook.com/the Fantasy Champions. If listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or any other podcasting platforms, be sure to leave a review and share this podcast with your friends. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and then like and comment down below. Rick, why don't you tell them what the draft guide?
You're going to do this to me while I don't have the show notes open?
I don't know if I sent them to you. I think I did, though.
No, you did. Hold on. All right. Well, I can tell you about the draft guide offhand that we are working very hard on it. Especially me. I'm doing it over school. But look, pre-orders are live. You can order them right now for $9.99. It's pretty cheap, honestly. Like, I've talked about this before. Cheese pizza, draft guide. You know, that's like one Starbucks drink or draft guide.
That's like
2
Chipotle chips for me.
Dude, that's like 1 for me. That's more. That is more than a Chipotle trip because I get extra chicken. So $9.99, pretty simple.
I get extra chicken too.
Pretty cheap. Dynasty and redraft rankings. We got breakouts, busts, sleepers, etc. We got player projections as well, which is something that we've both been working on lately. And we got much more as well. So buy it now or be lame. You don't want to be lame. July 9th.
July 9th. Fun stuff. I'm gonna be working tirelessly on that freaking thing, and I've started to do way too much analysis on Ezekiel Elliott. Today was Elliott Day for me.
Today was just strictly Elliott Day.
I went on Pro Football. What is it? Pro Football Reference? Is that what it's called? Yeah, and I was just pulling the numbers. Maybe I'll draft Zeke on this podcast today. Who knows? Yeah, that's not a good idea at the 6th pick. That's what I was going to say to you. We have our running back ranking show coming up, so be sure to check that out. It's I think it's on Thursday, and we're going to go into a bunch of different ranking show over the next couple weeks. So we're going to give you the top 6 or top 12 or whatever at each position, and kind of guide you in that direction. To give you a little sneak peek, I have Jonathan Taylor 8, I think.
Oh,
yeah, I think I got Jonathan Taylor 8.
I kind of like that.
A little bit lower, but we'll see what happens.
We love Jonathan Taylor, but man, he's flying up boards.
Yeah, it's like Clyde last year.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's jump into this. What do you think? What do you say? Want to jump into this mock draft?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's get started. I'm starting the draft. It's gonna be what is this? Sleeper, I'm gonna restart you for a second.
No, don't do it. Don't do it, please.
It's gonna put Christian McCaffrey 1 in place of Kamara. Why would okay, I'm not even gonna ask. Let's just say this situation happens to you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do, Rick?
I'm obviously gonna take Devontae Adams. No, it's Christian McCaffrey, duh. But I think I'd probably jump off a building. Enjoy. Christian McCaffrey fell to me
at our draft party in August. You roll up and you see Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, and Dalvin Cook all go off the board.
People are scared of the what was it, a thigh injury for McCaffrey last year?
Yeah.
I don't even remember. People are scared of the injury and he falls to the 105.
Yeah, dude, the whole team, they're like, I got robbed by that thigh injury. It just ruined my whole season. So now I'm angry, and 4 other teams in front of me are equally as angry. And you end up with Christian McCaffrey at 1-5.
Yeah, everything works out in the end.
So for me, I think the common strategy here that me and Rick are probably going to implement, I did running back? No, 0 running back, sort of, in the last one.
Yeah.
And it blew chunks. So I'm not doing that again. So right now, I think, not to ruin our top 12 show, but I have Nick Chubb high. I'll say that. So a lot of people are going to run into the question of Nick Chubb, Jonathan Taylor, or Ezekiel Elliott.
Yep.
And I think at the 1-6 for me, I'm going to have to go with Nick Chubb. And a lot of people are going to be like, why didn't you go Jonathan Taylor? Well, I don't know. I don't have a reason. I actually, they're very close to me. Like Nick Chubb and Jonathan Taylor. I think I have them in the same tier. Not sure. I can't remember because I couldn't log into my rankings, but whatever.
Right. This is a nice spot in the draft, huh?
Say it again?
I said this is a nice spot in the draft.
Oh, I know. But anyway, so I would take Nick Chubb probably over Jonathan Taylor. The thing that concerns me is I was actually looking at JT's numbers. I don't know if this concerns you, Rick, but I was looking at Jonathan Taylor's numbers from last year. And he had a large amount of carries, obviously. Right. But he only had 39 targets last year. And he caught 36 of them, so that's pretty good. But he only had 39 targets. And they still have Naheem Hines. Yeah. And they keep Marlon Mack. My concern is that I believe in Jonathan Taylor's talent. I believe in his ability to become an RB1, and stay an RB1 like he was last year. But I'm just like, the way he's flying up these draft boards. In some leagues, I'm seeing him getting drafted. In some mocks, I'm seeing him getting drafted at 1-5, 1-4. And I'm like, is Jonathan Taylor really going to be a top 4, top 3 running back without 50 catches?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, Nick Chubb is kind of in a similar boat, but it is hard, man. I don't think you can. I think you would have to get those catches in that. I don't think he will with Hines. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm kind of in the same boat with you. If I were picking at your spot, I would have also taken Chubb last round.
Okay. Well, so we're in unanimous. After that pick, it was Adams. Cap off the rest of the first round, it was Devontae Adams, Jonathan Taylor, Tyreek Hill, Stefon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, Ezekiel Elliott, and then there was Eckler, Mixon, Jones, Metcalf, Kelsey, and A.J. Brown to start the second round. This is not even going to ask the question.
It's a good pick. Good pick.
If I start a draft with Nick Chubb and Cam Akers, I'm feeling very good.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
But I did rank Antonio Gibson ahead of Akers, so that's kind of funny.
I do kind of want to take Antonio Gibson here.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to play the board and go Calvin Ridley.
Okay.
Who I think, doing my projections, so far so good on Calvin Ridley. I think he could be the wide receiver 1 without Julio there now. So a lot of opportunities. So after I took Ridley, it was Justin Jefferson, George Kittle, Antonio Gibson, Michael Thomas, Keenan Allen, Patrick Mahomes, J.K. Dobbins, DeAndre Swift. Kind of hoping Swift was there, but that's okay. Clyde is here. Allen Robinson is here. But the guy who I wanted is still there, and that's Najee Harris.
Oh! I don't want to keep spoiling the Thursday show, but there is a good shot that I have Najee Harris in the top 10.
And I got him in the third round.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, The last time I looked at Zeke's, like I said, I was looking at Zeke's numbers, and I was like, the last time we had a running back finish like that, I think he had like 1,900 all-purpose yards in his rookie season or something ridiculous. And Barkley had a similar season, and I'm like, could Najee do it? He's going to get enough work.
I don't know if it's going to be, because Barkley was like running back 3 his rookie year, wasn't he? He was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. I think Zeke was top 3 as well.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be Zeke or Barkley, but I think he can finish top 10.
Like, this is like the one spot where you could land that is like probably the perfect opportunity. Like, I would feel the same if it was ETN.
Last year?
Say it again?
Was Jonathan Taylor RB7?
Yes. He might have been RB6, but I don't know if
he was RB6, but it was a weak running back year.
Yeah.
I think Najee can have like an RB7, RB8 type of year.
Yeah, I agree. And in the third round, that's robbery.
Right.
I think so. I'm tempted because of the spread outedness of these running backs to take Clyde. So the question is, what is it? 10 picks until my next pick or something like that?
I don't think that's a bad pick at all.
If I take Clyde, I have guys like Amari Cooper, Kenny Golladay, CeeDee Lamb, DJ Moore. I won't have an elite alpha at wide receiver, but let's see what happens if I do. I'm going to take Clyde, and then we'll see where I go with the target.
Like, you won't have an elite alpha anyway. I mean, I think Allen Robinson, you can make the argument for it, and maybe McLaurin. But, like, I think in your spot there, it was right to wait on the wide receiver.
Yeah. Robinson, Sanders, McLaurin, Evans, Chris Carson, and Jones finished the third round. To start the fourth, we got Godwin, Waller, Robert Woods, Josh Allen, Montgomery, and Josh Jacobs. If David Montgomery was there, I might go 4 running backs because I'm just sweaty. Okay, so there you go. I'm going to take Amari Cooper at my pick. I think that kind of will round out a little bit. My problem is I do love CeeDee Lamb, and he probably will not make it to me, would be my guess. So it's a choice between CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. Right now, I think Amari Cooper is the wide receiver 1 in Dallas. Some people have said, they think CeeDee Lamb's going to end the season with wide receiver 1 numbers in that offense, and he's going to have the most targets, and that very may well happen. But right now, Amari Cooper is the number 1 guy in the offense, and we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, this one's tough for me because I think in redraft, I still think I might like DJ Moore ahead of CeeDee Lamb.
You traded for him in a Dynasty League, though.
I did. It's close. It's very close, but I'm going to take CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, I would take CeeDee. That's a smart pick.
Very close, though. I think DJ Moore was right there with him, and he very well could have a better year with redraft. But I'm banking on that second-year jump plus a full season with Dak Prescott.
Okay.
Now, this is where it's gross. I mean, do you see this? The available players.
The 5th round is probably going to be like the worst of all the rounds. I know who I'm going to take.
Yeah.
If you don't take him. I have other options, I guess.
Yeah, this is gross. This is very gross.
Who came off the board after your pick?
We had Deontay Johnson, DJ Moore, Kenny Golladay, Kareem Hunt, Myles Gaskin, Cooper Kupp, Adam Thielen, and Dak Prescott. Kareem Hunt went 4-12. He's a 4th round pick.
Why? Okay, I liked him last year in the 6th and 7th round, but what the frick is that?
That is insane to me.
What is his actual ADP?
He was okay last year, but like I'm not taking Kareem Hunt in the 4th round.
No, that's a little bit high.
Yeah, I think Kyler is like probably the best available player. I'm not going to take him, but he's probably the best available player. The problem is just the quarterback spot. Like you taking a quarterback this early, especially with like the amount of quarterbacks I think are going to be solid this year. Like there's like 8 or 9 guys who I really like. So even though Kyler is at probably the top of the list, like I think he can be QB1. I still don't really want to take him here. Chase Edmonds is going to be a 5th round pick. That's so gross. Melvin Gordon, that's gross. Tyler Lockett. I think I'm going to take the flyer on Ayuk here.
Okay, that was my pick. You jerk.
But even then, I feel like that's a little early for him. But I think again, similar to CeeDee Lamb, his 2nd year, he was good. He had a real nice stretch last year with Nick Mullins at quarterback. Now, granted, that was without George Kittle, so he's going to take some targets, but hopefully with Garoppolo there and maybe even Trey Lance, he can be solid.
I love Ayuk, but I'm nervous about how high he's going.
Yeah, me too. Same thing.
Yeah, it's 5.5 is like, but then you look at the 5th round and there's just like
right,
nothing there. I mean, I'm almost tempted to take a quarterback because of the lack of guys. I need a wide receiver too, so I think I'm gonna take T. Higgins here. Lots of camp hype surrounding Mr. Higgins. I'm gonna pull up his player card, see if it shows up on. I can't do that. Okay, never mind. But apparently he's one of the highlights of the Bengals training camp, and they're calling him quote the wide receiver one unquote of the Cincinnati Bengals. So very, very exciting stuff coming from the Bengals on T. Higgins.
Yeah.
And he had a really good rookie season to start. I still he's kind of in the same boat as Ayuk for me, where like 5th, 6th round is a little bit of a stretch, but it's just like in that 5th round, there's just nothing available. So you either gotta get your guy or get out, essentially.
Right.
After my pick, we had Melvin Gordon, Kyler Murray, Mark Andrews, Travis Etienne, Chase Edmonds, and T.J. Hawkinson finish out the 5th round. Then we had Lamar Jackson, Raheem Mostert, James Robinson, Cortland Sutton, Odell Beckham, and then Tyler Lockett cruise into that 3rd round. There's a guy that I'm going to take here, and I'm glad he fell to me. And I don't know whether or not... I'm going to let you take the guy you want, because I think I know who you want. And I completely forgot about this man, but I am absolutely in love with him, and I'm in love with his ADP, and I like that he doesn't drop the ball as much as his counterpart, Deontay Johnson. I'm going to take Chase Claypool.
Oh, okay.
So
that's a good pick.
I was thinking about it the other day because I was looking at 10-Man Band, shout out, and I was like, I got Claypool as my number 2 wide receiver. And then I'm like, I haven't seen Claypool in the ADP at all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where is he getting drafted? And I looked and it said 6th, 7th round, depending on your format. And then I looked at where Deontay Johnson was getting drafted, and it was a full two rounds earlier, which is kind of what happened in this draft, 4-9 and 6-7. I think he had 109 targets last year, and he had 1,440 air yards, which is number 9 in the NFL among all receivers.
Yeah.
So, and he was in his rookie season. His true catch rate was 80%, but catchable target rate was one of the worst in the league. Thank you, Big Ben.
So does that change though?
I don't think that changes, but I think his efficiency in terms of how he catches is going to increase. Like, he's not going to be a 56% catch rate next year. He'll probably be like around 60 to 65%. That's just fair. Coming out of his rookie season. And so if he gets targeted around the same amount as Deontay Johnson, or even at like 125, 130, he has a 1.96, I think, fantasy point per target. And if he does that and he gets 125, 130 targets, the guy's going to end up with 220 to 240 fantasy points.
Which is ridiculous.
And that's exciting. And no one's talking about him. So I think in the 6th, 7th round, that's perfect.
My problem with the Steelers, it's just like those Steelers.
No, it's a garbage offense.
It's not necessarily a garbage offense.
That's fair.
It's a weird offense.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think Deontay is still going to get a lot of targets. They still have Juju, and they've already talked about trying to run the ball more this year with Najee Harris. So there's just so many things. But Claypool is someone, especially in the 6th round, who has a lot of upside. So not a bad pick.
He did. I will say this because I don't want to spend. Well, I'll probably talk about him in the future, so I don't want to talk about him a lot. But he was number 4 in the NFL in red zone targets, and he came down with I think 80% of them. But he had, I'm trying to find the touchdown total. He had 11 total touchdowns on the season. And 921 unrealized air yards, number 4 in the league. So, like, Deontay Johnson had a disgusting depth of target, or ADOT, last year.
Right.
Like, it was bad. And, like, so his 150 targets helps him across the finish line in terms of being a wide receiver 2 high end. But, like, if Chase Claypool was to get those 150 targets, like, the guy would be almost in the equivalent conversation as like a top 7 wide receiver. So he'd be a wide receiver 1 easy. But
Yeah.
Whether he gets that or not is a question to me. I do think he hits 125 though. So anyway.
Yeah, so here with my pick, I have a few options. I think Ronald Jones here is okay, but I'm not sure. Damian Harris, same thing. Mike Davis, all three of those running backs are okay, but none of them excite me, right? None of them excite me.
That's what she said.
I think nice. I think the only guy here that I'd probably want to go with is DJ Chark. I've loved them all off season. There are some people who are very DJ Chark is like you either love him or you don't, man. Like there are some people that
people don't like
really
him.
do not like Chark. Like I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter where it's like he's the wide receiver 3 in that offense.
Yep.
And it's like, are you sure? Are you sure? Because I think he's the wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
If that's the case with Trevor Lawrence, and if Trevor Lawrence can play like again,
I love Chenault, but that's a Chenault type. Talking. Yeah. And Chark is the number 1 wide receiver in that offense.
So after my pick, it was Ronald Jones, David Johnson, Dallas Goedert, Mike Davis, Aaron Rodgers, Damian Harris.
Mike Davis, 6'12". I just want to reference that for a second. Is that something that you're interested in?
Yeah. It's okay.
All right.
It's still gross to me, but I'm coming around on it, especially considering Kareem Hunt went 4.12, and I think maybe I'd rather have Mike Davis than Kareem Hunt just because he's the starter, or if not, they're very similar. But
that's all right, Rick.
2 rounds ahead.
Rick, team 1's got you covered. He's got both.
Okay, well, good for him. See, now I kind of regret not taking running back because I want to take Debo here.
Yeah.
But Justin Herbert is very intriguing. I'm not going to do it, but it's very intriguing.
You've been tempted to take a quarterback 3 straight rounds.
That's my secret. I'm always tempted to take a quarterback. I just want the name. You know what? I'm going to take Debo just so I can talk about him because I think he's getting a little underrated as well.
Yes!
Okay, relax.
That's my guy on the board.
I'm only taking Debo because, I wanted to talk about him just a little bit. I've seen a lot of people just completely ignore him almost. I know on Instagram, one of the big fantasy football Instagram pages does like a mock draft. Or not a mock draft, does an actual draft, but he lets like his audience pick for him pretty much. I don't remember his name or else I'd shout him out, but Debo was on the round for 3 rounds and he was last place in the votes each time. Like nobody wants Debo Samuel, and I don't know why, because
poor Debo.
When he was healthy, was good last year. He had a great rookie season. It's just been health with him. He barely played last year, and he was injured through a lot of games. When he's healthy, he's very good. And if they get better quarterback play this year, Debo in the 7th round is going to be a steal.
I think he was just a complete and utter disappointment for the most part.
Because he was injured, though.
Last year. Well, that's fair. But, like, you know how people feel.
Yeah.
They get soft.
I mean, his first game, it was bad. But he was coming off the ankle injury. Where he had 7 points. Then his second game, that was the game, I think Garoppolo got injured as well, and Nick Mullins came in. He wasn't good in that one either. But then the next week he had 18, then he had 12, then he had 24, then he had 13, and then he got injured again.
Yeah.
So it was just injuries last year with him.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it has been like a revolving door of wide receivers in San Francisco. 2 years ago was Pettis, and then Debo comes in, goes off, Pettis dies. And then Debo was supposed to be this big wide receiver 1. They get Ayuk. Ayuk comes in, has a great rookie season. Debo kind of dies. And now it's Ayuk. And the question now is, did they draft a wide receiver that killed Ayuk? Is that what's going on? But I don't know. I mean, I like Debo. I don't think it's far enough away from Ayuk to be poor man's Brandon Ayuk, at least in San Francisco. So, I mean, we'll see. But I'm interested to see how much passing opportunity gets thrown around in San Francisco when I do my projections. I'm going to take Javonte Williams here.
Okay.
Is that who you would have taken if you didn't take Debo to talk about him?
Yeah, I thought you were going to yell at me for taking Javonte for a 3rd straight mock draft, so it's probably good I let you take him this time.
Well, I didn't even realize that it was 3 straight, so whatever.
Yeah, I've literally taken him in every mock draft.
Yeah, no, so this is similar to me. I don't. Do you think he's going to move up to the 5th round by the time August floats around, or?
Yeah, I think he will.
Okay, because I kind of see him in this similar conversation as.
Just because look at the running backs in that area.
Yeah, that's fair.
At least the 6th, though. He won't be there in the 7th.
But I feel like last year you had Jonathan Taylor, who was going in like the 5th round, 4th round in a lot of leagues. Fell to me in the 6th round in our home league. I feel like this is a guy that you can snag in the 6th, 7th round that, out of all the running backs, you got Mostert, Robinson, Ronald Jones, David Johnson, Mike Davis, Damian Harris, who was not a bad pick at 7-2, by the way. Zach Moss, even Fournette, Kenyon Drake, James Conner, Dillon. It's gross. And I'd rather take the flyer on guys like Damian Harris and Javonte Williams than go after these old. I mean, I guess Fournette might be an okay sleeper, but I don't know. But anyway, that's why I took Javonte. It's my last chance at a running back here. I think we're only going to do 2 more rounds or 3 more rounds. But anyway, Russell Wilson, Leonard Fournette, Kenyon Drake, Noah Fant, Justin Herbert, Will Fuller, Tyler Boyd, Brandon Cooks, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts 8-3. Are you kidding me? James Conner, Robbie Anderson, and then A.J. Dillon. It's a little bit high for me.
Who hurts?
A little bit. Yeah. I was going to
A little bit.
Yeah, I don't know who to take.
I like him for fantasy purposes.
For the sake of this draft only being 10 rounds, I'm going to take Mike Gesicki.
Thank God, because I think Kyle Pitts is going to outscore Mike Gesicki this year. So I'll take Kyle Pitts.
What? Okay.
I did my projections. That's all I'm going to say. Jamar Chase, I'm interested to see where I am. Jamar Chase has been, and Kyle Pitts have been going in like the 5th, 6th round in a lot of drafts. Mm-hmm. Do you think they stay there in the 8th round?
Pitts and Chase?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Pitts is going to... Pitts might move up to the... I think here's the thing. There's a lot more people in the world who are not on Twitter using Twitter for fantasy football. And those people are going to look at Kyle Pitts and they're going to be like, why would I do that? So when real people who are the ones playing fantasy football, the other 40 million of us, they're going to start drafting, and I don't think Kyle Pitts is going to be as high as people think he's going to be at that point. And then people like you are going to think they're like a steal.
Okay.
But Chase maybe might move up. I'm not sure. But I think this is not a bad area to have them.
No,
if Chase was in the 9th round, I might take him. I'm not a rookie wide receiver guy, but
I would take him in the 9th.
Freaking Chenault went off the board. What the frick?
I think I would take Chenault over Chase.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
So I've taken I had taken Javonte Williams in like 2 straight mock drafts. I think I've now taken Joe Burrow in 2 straight mock drafts.
All I got to do is go back on these mock drafts and figure out your strategy.
You just see the guys I like, man. That's all.
That's fair.
That's what's about.
I'm going to say this is actually an interesting pick that I haven't been thinking about a lot either. And did we do a QB sleeper show? Don't remember. Yeah,
I don't think so. Oh, maybe.
It's Matt Stafford.
Okay.
And he goes to Los Angeles. He has all these weapons. The offense is actually good. Why is Matt Stafford getting drafted 9-6? He should be going ahead of Tom Brady.
Yeah. That's
and
fair.
Jalen Hurts. I like Joe Burrow as a sleeper. But I'm like, why are people not taking Matt Stafford? He's been a QB1.
You know what, too? I think Tannehill at the 10-2 is a steal as well, with Julio there now.
Yep. Who would you take over the other?
It's close to me. I like both, though. I like all 3 of those guys. I would have been fine with Burrow, Stafford, or Tannehill.
I see Stafford as a guy that you can snag, and then if there's a later round quarterback, if you want to take a flyer pick on Carson Wentz or even T-Law or Daniel Jones, so you don't get shafted later. It's probably not a bad idea, but I think Stafford, Tannehill, Burrow, obviously, I believe is a breakout guy. I hope he doesn't fly up boards. I really don't. But
right, yeah.
Anyway, Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna go wide receiver again, and in the 10th round, I'll take Antonio Brown. Why not? Just for fun. Was this my second mock draft?
Yeah. I'm going a little off the board here, only by like 10 picks, so it's not crazy. But taking Michael Carter, need another running back. So I'll take the flyer on the rookie. Although I probably could have waited because he might have fell to me there. Did you say you only wanted to do 10 rounds?
Yeah, you know what? Let's just bust through it.
Okay.
Let's do this real fast. Michael Carter, Michael Gallup, Latavius Murray, Tariq Cohen, Matt Ryan, Tyler Higbee, Jonnu Smith, Phillip Lindsay, and then Jamal Williams. Who would you take here, Rick?
Michael Pittman.
Oh! Why would you? I'm gonna take Darnell Mooney. So suck an egg.
You can have your Darnell Mooney.
Take my other guy. I don't know why I keep like drafting Chicago players. Like, dude, I am trying to. I offered. I got a question for you? Okay, I freaking offered a first round pick for David Montgomery in the 10-man ban. Should that have been accepted?
Probably.
He said no.
You were giving him a first?
Yeah. And I sent a first for Josh Jacobs, too.
For Montgomery, maybe. And even Jacobs, yeah, maybe. He declined both.
Yeah. I was like, kill me now. I was so mad.
Is it a future first?
It's the upcoming first.
Yeah. It's close, because it's all going to depend on where you land. Because if it's like the 110, then I think I'd rather have Jacobs or Montgomery. But if it's like a top 4 or 5 pick, then yeah. Easily the pick.
I'm gonna take. You know what?
Take somebody, bro.
I'm gonna take Ruggs, just for fun.
Good pick.
Henry Williams, Marvin Jones, Jalen Waddle, Evan Ingram, Gronk, Jamison Crowder, Alexander Madison, Zach Ertz, Rashad Penny, Hooper, and then Hilton, and then my pick was Ruggs.
Oh, let's go, baby. Cole Kmet, tight end sleeper.
Your guy.
Hopefully he breaks it out.
Dude, I'm gonna try to see if
I'll be back on the train next year. Yeah, this is gross. This is really gross. Let me take a flyer on T-Law.
Okay, fair enough. I was trying to find a running back to draft that I could get away with. Yeah, there's nothing left.
Yeah, at this point. That's why you draft your running backs early.
Yikes. I'll take Hardman.
This part of the draft is when you stay stuff.
I was going to take Perriman.
Not
Brashad Perriman. Paris Campbell.
Oh. Perriman actually might be sneaky. Oh, Paris Campbell just got picked. You took McCole Hardman over Paris Campbell? Interesting.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Paris Campbell had one game last year before he
that's true.
Broke himself. I don't mind this one either. The new John Brown.
Okay, I'm not crazy about that one.
Me neither. Actually, never mind. Can I undo that?
No.
I'm cheating.
Oh, you... Wow. And then you took the guy I was going to... Okay. Of course. I'm going to take the Lions' number 1 receiver.
I should do that. Yeah. I should. Yikes, dude. He's on the Lions? I feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah, well, there you go. There you have it. There's a mock draft. If you're listening on our podcasting platforms, we'll list them for you. But you can see on the screen on YouTube how me and Rick kind of performed. Not very good.
I mean, I think my team's pretty lit.
You have 2 tight ends. And Brashad Perriman. Okay.
2 lit tight ends.
That's true.
Bro, why are you hitting on Perriman? My 14th round pick?
Because I got to.
Fair.
So anyway, I have Clyde, Amari Cooper, T. Higgins, Chase Claypool, Javonte Williams. Am I missing a guy? Yes, I missed 2. Nick Chubb and Cam Akers.
You didn't see a quarterback either.
Javonte Williams, Mike Gesicki, Matt Stafford, Antonio Gibson, Darnell Mooney, Henry Ruggs, Mecole Hardman, and Russell Gage. I can't believe I forgot my 2 running backs.
My quarterback is Joe Burrow. We got McCaffrey, Najee Harris at running back. Nasty. Calvin Ridley, CeeDee Lamb at receiver, Kyle Pitts at tight end. Flex spots, we have Brandon Ayuk, DJ Chark with Deebo Samuel, Michael Carter, Michael Pittman, Cole Kmet, Trevor Lawrence, and Rashad Perriman on the bench.
There you have it. That's a mock draft right there.
That is a mock draft.
14 rounds. It's been a little bit too long though. 36 minutes isn't bad. See, when we start cutting the cheddar over here, that's when things start going good.
Right.
But anyway.
Still good though, man.
Be sure to snag the draft guide. That's something you need to get. And then like and comment on the video. This is it for the Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. Be sure to check out our Thursday show. We're talking about running bikes, as Nick Arcolano would say.
See you guys later.
Thank you for listening to the Fantasy Champions Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes and YouTube, and follow us on Twitter @TheFFChamps.